Hello, everybody.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to Tea Talks with
Meosha
and
Irina. Very profesh.
Well, it kind of suits my outfit today.
Yeah, I see.
I think I was the same way as usual, no? I guess not.
No, I love it.
There are many colors to this personality. Hey,
boy.
Speaking of personality, excuse me, something is in my eye. We're going to talk about how to build a lasting friendship and how to keep it.
Ooh, I like that.
Because, I mean, think about it. In today's world, we're so behind the screens all the time that I think people are losing the ability, especially the younger generation, to really bond with each other. From what I am observing, it's how many really lasting friendships do you see in the younger generation nowadays?
Not many.
And also, I'm noticing a shift in even our generation where people just tend to kind of fall apart, go their own way, and you know, it's not as solid as it used to be.
What do you mean, in the old good old days? Back in the good old days?
Back in the good old days. I think the values have changed tremendously.
For sure. Well, time changes, you know, with time.
But I'm saying it's no longer as, the bond of a friendship is no longer as strong as it used to be.
For sure.
Is what I'm witnessing. And if you're someone like me, friendships are very important.
Right.
I am a people collector. You are more of a drifter, like you said. Right?
Sure, I'll take that. She found me.
Yeah, I did.
She saw me on the side of the road sticking my thumb out. She was like, all right, I'll back up,
well,
pick her up.
I did find her.
I was a drifter. I was looking
But
for.
I was the one with the secret who knew how to keep her. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yes, that's what we're talking about.
She still asks me every day, what's your secret, Irina? And I say?
There is no secret. I'm magic, right?
See, she still hasn't learned.
Oy. What do you say? What do you usually say?
I say love.
Oh, sorry, guys. There's a lot of sayings. I got to keep up. I got to learn everything.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. I like it.
Oh.
That's the less cocky answer. I like that one.
Sometimes I can be less cocky. Thank you very much. Anyway, back to the subject. So, why are we talking about it? Because it's it's been prevalent in both of our lives lately and in my kids' lives.
Yeah.
And it seems to be a topic of the day more often than not. It's like it always is a very important topic.
Yep.
Friendship.
Yep.
People feel lonely, people feel less popular and whatnot and whatever. So, how do you develop a friendship? What does it take, right?
Yeah, it's a two-way street.
Well, it definitely is. But what I suggest, like when I was having a conversation with my daughter, she says, you know, sometimes it happens when you have someone you really click with, and then some time passes and you see each other again. It's like until you saw each other, you kind of forgot about one another.
Right.
And then when you get back together in a group setting or whatever, you have you have an amazing time together.
Mm-hmm.
But then you don't keep up that friendship or that whatever you're developing relationship, right?
Right.
So as I was telling her, I'm like, well, it takes some initiative. Somebody has to be the initiator. That's number one. Because we all like to just kind of sit back and wait to be approached. It's the safer option, right?
Well, it's the safer option for sure. But I don't think I wait. I don't know if I'm thinking about how I roll. I mean, it depends. I guess it depends. I've always been that kind of person.
Well, if you like someone really, really, really much, like you vibe with someone, let's say, right? Mm-hmm. What steps do you take?
Well, at the beginning, you don't really know, right? But
exactly.
There's something that draws you to, like, oh, they seem interesting, right? I want to get to know them more. So obviously, you make that step and say, hi, my name is, and
let's say we're past that.
Okay, we're way past that.
Let's say, like I said, you meet someone you vibe with, so you're already past hi, my name is. Hopefully.
My name is.
You already know that you like a person.
Sure.
How do you take it to the next level?
I think that you just have to keep reaching out and, check.
What do you do?
I say, hey, let's hang out. Let's do this.
That right there. Everybody says that. Let's hang out, but yet what happens after that? Nobody does anything.
Well, because
each other are waiting upon one another.
Not necessarily. Okay, so I have this example. I recently reached out to someone, and to make something happen, a meeting for work.
We're not talking about work right now.
I know, but this is it's a friend too. I went on a work level. I was like, let's meet up. Even on that level, we can't meet up because they're so busy doing stuff. And even in our friendship, we can't seem to ever get She doesn't reach out. I'm like, man, I notice I reach out a lot.
Okay. Well, that's okay. We're gonna call those a dead end relationship. Okay. If you've reached out
are they busy?
Twice, 3 times, 4 times, I don't care.
Oh.
Okay, no. What I'm saying is, if you want to build a friendship,
right.
and somebody's too busy for that, then obviously it's not as important to them as it is to you.
That's true.
And you just have to accept it and move on and find someone with like interests. I'm not saying that the secrets work all the time. I'm just saying that there are things to employ.
Yeah.
And then you watch it foster and grow.
I agree with that.
For example, what I do, if I like someone really, really, really much.
Really
much. My first go-to is invite them to my home. Hey, let's hang. And it's not just like, let's hang out sometime.
Right.
That's too vague.
Right.
Because then it's like you're leaving it out in the open and, let the chips fall where they may. Mm-hmm. Well, they don't fall until somebody may. So I take the initiative. If I know I like someone, I reach out and I go, hey, let's get together.
Yeah.
But not just let's get together. You tell me the date. I'm very persistent.
Oh, yeah.
If they say, oh, I am so busy, I'm like, okay, give me a date. I am going to be that pest. Until they either say no.
Or yes.
Or they give me a date.
Right.
And typically, they give me a date.
Ooh, she got to like that.
But what I'm saying is, one of the two parties needs to take initiative and be a little, even I would say, as far as be more aggressive. Because sometimes that's what it takes. Because yes, we all fall into patterns.
Right.
And one of the patterns is, oh my God, I'm so busy. I don't have time for myself. Right? Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm a very busy person. But I still make time. But you know what I'm saying? I still make time.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
And I still get it done.
So that's secret number 1. Somebody has to be aggressive enough to make that first connection happen.
Right.
What comes after that?
Making that, so being aggressive and reaching out, right? Taking initiative is first. Mm-hmm. I think second is actually follow through with it. Actually do what you say you're going to do.
Amen. Yes.
Okay, I didn't know what we're going to do.
Whatever. We have a lot of different ways, but
we got handshakes, guys.
Yes, following through is important.
Very much
yes,
so.
It doesn't happen all the time. So hey, don't consider that a failure if it didn't work out the first time.
Right.
Right.
Now, if it doesn't work out like 20 times, I don't know if this person will hang out with you.
If it doesn't work out twice or 3 times, don't wait till it doesn't work out 20 times. I've
never done that. Let's be correct. I've never done that.
20 times?
I know someone.
20 times.
I know someone that was reaching out. I was like, I think they don't want to hang out with you. Like, I'm pretty sure that's
20 times.
It was definitely more than
that.
It was more than that.
Learn your lessons, people.
I mean, they hit him on all ends: email, text, social media. Yeah, I was like, I don't think that's gonna work out.
Anyway, yes, I would say give it a few tries.
3
because
strikes,
there are sure. I'm good with that. Because you have to. Life happens.
Yeah.
Life happens. It also depends on how they strike out. If it's like, I am so sorry, I can't make it, something came up or whatever, God forbid, then at least they were responsible enough to say, they gave you the courtesy of acknowledging that you're waiting them, and so they're at least telling you, I'm sorry, I can't make it, right?
Right.
So let's say that they've made it. Let's say you had a great time.
Okay.
and you want to hang out together again. Together. I'm making up new words.
We'll put that on the screen and you tell me what that means. Together again. I love that.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Let's say that, so it now takes a level further.
Yeah.
The friendship now takes a level further. Now you need to maintain it. So just because you had a great time the first time you got to know each other, it's a shiny, beautiful thing, It does not mean that from now on, it's just going to take on its natural course. Not necessarily. More often than not, it's not going to happen.
It usually dies out.
Typically, the initiator needs to be kind of on top of things with
Gotta bring their A game.
Well, I mean,
no, I know.
you've got to maintain that momentum.
Yeah.
And like maybe set up another get together.
Yeah, and
or at
boy,
least keep up.
She's good. It's like, wow, okay.
Well, give me an example of maintaining a friendship.
Well, like you said, I'm just using you as an example when we first met, right? Can we talk about us?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so
why
you know
not?
a little
We're
bit about
still
us.
here. We can talk about it.
Just a little bit. We can't tell you everything because it's the magic. No, I think what it was is that when she reached out to me, it was purely work. Then it became blossom to friendship,
right?
Which was really cool too, because we also had something in common, which was great foundation for it to grow even to what it is now. But hanging out let's say after we worked together, hanging out was just, we had a blast. It was great.
But I will hand it to her. When I said, hey, we're getting together, come over, she came over. It takes two to tango.
It does.
So if the person reaching out to you is not doing that once, twice, 3 times, then move on and find somebody else you like, hopefully. Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I just want to basically kind of touch on that. What you said is like, I was receptive, and I also was like, all right, hey, you know what I mean? I
think typically, if people feel that mutual connection and sympathy, there won't be any issue with them connecting again.
At all.
Because they will both want that.
Yeah.
So that's a sign of chemistry. I would even go that far. It really is chemistry between people. Whether you be 2 girls, 2 boys, boy and a girl, whatever. It's still chemistry. So I'll give you an example of how, for example, I have a couple of my yoga friends. I liked them both so much and I just wanted to get to know them better. But we just couldn't get together because everybody's so busy.
Right.
So I just kept on and on and on until we got there. I was persistent and it took 2 or 3 times for us to fail through some meetings and whatever, but we kept up via text.
Good.
They were saying, hey, I'm so sorry. I really want to. That's another good thing. I really want to, but something's come up. So that just because somebody's telling you no, don't take it personally and feel like somebody's blowing you off. It is not always so. Really. At least in my experience, if somebody's, even if it's to a point that they are blowing you off, I still wouldn't take it personally.
Yeah, I don't.
Because all right, blessing
whatever.
in disguise.
God
it's
bless,
not my person.
Keep it going.
No reason to get worked up about it, especially before you even invested into it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's good, to just learn through that process and not get so hung up on it that you won't take it further with other people because you're missing out on really good connections because of fear of being rejected. Probably that's what it is.
Maybe that's
fear
what it
of
is,
rejection.
I think. I don't know.
Of course. To some degree. And maybe it's so easy for me because, I'm in the industry where it's full of rejection all the time. I'm just over it.
You're like, I'm in rejection city.
Yeah. So to me, it's like, whatever, moving on to the next.
Yeah, it's definitely give an example of my friend Blanca. We met on set and we kept our connection. And then through Blanca, I met her friend, mutual friend, Bobby. And that's just kind of how. I mean, we kept it going. We kept it, connected. Even though we're in the industry, we're super busy. We still made time. We were like, hey, what are you doing? Let's hang out. Let's do this. So it was a back and forth. I feel like it wasn't like one-sided thing or no one. Yeah. So it's. I think with that, it's like you said, it's a mutual you guys just like each other. So you have to have that. They have to like you.
Have to have that.
There's
also another caveat in building a lasting friendship is in today's society, there's so much mental illness and psychological instability that
very true.
it takes very little to break something that has potential to grow into something bigger and stronger.
Yep.
The inner fragility is something that needs to be trained because everyone you come in contact with are typically there to both learn from you and to teach you something.
Yep.
At least that's the approach I take. And when you begin to look at situations and people in such a light, then you have an easier time with accepting them into your life or letting them go from your life. Because you now understand that either way, no matter what my connection to you will be, no matter how long lasting or short term it will be, I will have learned something from it. I will have applied it to myself and I've grown from it. So now my next experiences, I'll be much more mindful. I will see those same signs and I will apply them accordingly to where I won't repeat the same mistake twice. At least that's kind of what I
mean, that's what I do.
What am I? I'm not coming up.
That's what you...
That's what I'm putting out there, okay? I don't know.
That's what you produce? I don't know.
Niet. No.
Niet.
That's what I'm trying to teach.
Okay.
To what do people do, the ones that preach? Preach, I guess.
Provoke?
No.
Oh, man, I don't know.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Anyway.
You got me. You got my point. Profess?
Put it out there.
Put it out there. Whatever.
We'll go with that.
Proclaim? No.
Proceed. I don't know.
Yet. No.
Let's keep going.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Let's proceed on.
Yes. Let's continue.
No, but I think also, too, in that, too, sometimes when, like you said, I've never been that person that was like, oh, reach out, and it's like, okay, well, if I feel like I just kind of, and there's no hard feelings, like if they don't reach back out to me, I'm like, cool, whatever.
Right.
Because I have so much other things that I have to do, like, you know what I mean? I just keep going, like, I'm like the bunny rabbit, just with the batteries. So, but
an engine that could.
Honestly, it's what I do, like, that's what I notice in my, I don't, and I think it goes back to your mental stability as well. You have to be very okay upstairs too, so that's like you don't get
and that's what I'm saying. I think it also teaches you to balance out yourself mentally, emotionally, psychologically, because if you allow other people into your experience,
your emotions because of them not reaching back out to you.
Oh no, that's not. Yes, okay, but that's no. I'm just saying. You got me confused.
Proceed.
If you allow those experiences into your life with an open mind and the ability to say, whatever comes my way, I will handle it, and at the very least, I'm going to learn from it.
True.
Then no harm done, really. It can be really as simple as that.
But people...
I mean, sometimes we love somebody more than they love us.
True.
Or vice versa. Or sometimes we get too attached to someone or someone gets too attached to us. But in everything, I promise you, there is a lesson. Mm-hmm. And you can either learn the lesson or just, woe is me it.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
But keeping a relationship, keeping a friendship... what's the beauty of a long-lasting friendship? Is you keep investing into each other emotionally. You keep building that bond between each other, and it's almost creating. Well, that's why they say friends are the family we choose.
Yeah, absolutely.
You are creating that familial bond with someone, the emotional tie, and when those emotional ties are stronger and stronger, they also elevate your sense of well-being. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because you have a positive emotional connection to someone.
Right.
You don't feel deserted or alone or all these other things. And you don't necessarily have to be in proximity all the time. It's just that knowledge that you have a fruitful relationship with someone is the acknowledgement of your own growth and the ability to co-create with someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and that's a beautiful thing.
It's good. It's great.
And I think the youth today is very quick to, and I mean, on the one hand, that's great because I think part of it is they're sorting through people
Oh, yeah.
in a much quicker way. They don't invest as deeply maybe as we did
No.
or do.
Yeah.
So maybe there's something to that. They're just quicker to, like, if they see the red flags, they're like, no,
Yeah,
not
I'm
for
good.
me.
Yeah,
Next.
I think it's a
Which I think is
generational
good
thing,
too.
Yeah.
But I think it's also the ability to recognize the value when you see it. Because that too can be a very fleeting moment.
Right.
Sometimes you can overlook the value based on a fleeting moment that you felt and you misjudged or whatever, and you never gave it a second chance.
Right.
Well, guess what? You just missed out on something really beautiful. But you will never know unless you really put it to the test.
That's true.
Give it a try.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
even
that's
when I
really
was-
it in a nutshell.
Yeah, even when I was gone for about 8 years, I'm sorry, 8 months, we still did our show. We still figured out how to, even with that distance between us, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful
Well, I mean,
thing.
thank God for the modern age because that allows it to happen.
But I mean, I know people that just move, temporary, just go somewhere for a while and they just don't talk. It's like, so we talk when you're here?
Yeah.
But then, so there's that. But yeah.
Yeah, maintaining is definitely a mindfulness and work, but it's worth the effort, I think,
Definitely worth the
because
investment.
then, like I said, you can have as many or as few as you'd like. For me, I enjoy friendships, so
It's just thousands.
I grow them like garden. I have a garden of
Thousands.
friends. No. But yeah, and I learn a ton, so there's that.
There's that. But you're you're good.
Well,
See what I gotta deal with, guys?
thank you, Meosha. You're good too.
Thanks.
You're good too.
No, I think that sums it right up, really.
Yeah.
I think those are pretty simple.
If you have questions about what's not working for you when you try to build a friendship, let us know.
Yeah, feel free. If you don't want to tell us down below, just inbox us, messages. We'd read them. We'd love to read them.
Yeah. We'll be there to help.
Yes.
Because guess what, you guys? In our world,
The better it gets, the better it gets.
Until next time.
See you later.
Ciao, bellas.
Mwah. Besos.